Dizzy Mizz Lizzy.
Uh-huh.
It's a song of the Help album of the Beatles.
Yeah.
Cover.
True.
You grew up listening to Beatles songs.
I think the Help album was my first album.
That was my question. The first song, first album you heard by the Beatles.
Yeah. I had that album given to me by my parents in the Christmas of 1980, and I was 6 years old, and that was my first own, vinyl record, and that was the Help album.
And why at Christmas 1980?
Because Lennon was shot like 3 weeks earlier, so there was a lot of focus. Everybody was talking about the Beatles and John Lennon because he had been shot. And being only 6 years old, I started to realize there was a thing called the Beatles. So, and my father played the records, and I just got immediately turned on to that music.
Why?
I think because, of course, it's very melodic music, and in the whole melodic thing, it's very there's a very happy vibe in it. It's very happy, very outgoing, and I think as a kid you kind of relate to that happy music. So the Beatles stuff I was listening to as a kid, that wasn't the dark stuff like White Album and stuff like that. It was more like She Loves You and I Want to Hold Your Hand, the happy stuff, early happy stuff. But then I was a smart kid, I must admit, because I looked through my father's albums and for Christmas that year, I on my own Christmas list I put some of the Beatles album that he didn't have in his collection. So together we could combine and have the complete collection.
So what albums did he own?
Help was one, and that's the one I got.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have A Hard Day's Night for some reason. With the Beatles, he didn't have. Actually, mainly he had the more later albums, White Album, Sgt. Pepper, Abbey Road, even the first Lennon solo album. He had a few Hendrix albums as well, and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, King Crimson. And all of this is kind of my musical upbringing in a way, because that was the music that was being played in my childhood home.
Hey, your father, if you have to pick, the first album, the Help album, the last song of the album is Dizzy Mizz Lizzy.
Yeah.
So your band is called Dizzy, your first band is called Dizzy Mizz Lizzy, so it's always obvious now.
Yeah.
But if you listen to you were 6 years old, you listened to that album. What songs turned you on? What songs you really liked?
I think all of it actually, but I seem to remember that Ticket to Ride was one of the favorite ones. Yesterday is probably a favorite now. Probably wasn't back then because it was too melancholic, I don't know. The title track, Help, was a favorite as well. I think I even liked Act Naturally, the Ringo song on the album. I hate that now, but I still feel some love for the song, but it's absolutely not my favorite one. But as a kid, you like that stuff. Ringo is your favorite.
Yeah, why?
And I don't know, because he relates to kids, I don't know, in a way. He's a very strong character. And then when you get a bit older and get more, adult or mature, you seem to relate a bit more to John Lennon, maybe. I think that's probably like for every musician.
So John Lennon is not Paul McCartney for you?
Actually, it kind of, shifts from time to time. We're doing this tribute McCartney show in Copenhagen on his 70th birthday in June in Copenhagen. So I'm listening a lot to the solo stuff, and I absolutely love it. I'm a huge fan. I can't really pick my favorite Beatle. I wouldn't be able to. There's something about Lennon that I really love, and something.
What do you like about Lennon?
He's more like, that he kind of stands up for what he believes, and of course he's a brilliant songwriter and a brilliant singer and all that, but it's more like on a personal level that you kind of relate to the artist, and with McCartney it's not so much the artist thing, it's more the musicianship, because he's a very good musician on bass, on guitar, on drums, and he's a fantastic writer as well. But I think as a person it's more Lennon, and as a musician it's more McCartney.
First song you could play, because your father owned the guitar, what was the first song you could play?
I don't really remember, because the thing I do remember is that once I started to pick up the guitar, I didn't really want to play something that someone else has written, you know. I just started making up my own songs. I think that's always been the thing that I wanted to do. So I picked up the guitar on a serious level, actually, at a very early age, like 7 or something, when I started in school. And from the very first step, I started writing my own material.